Oh, welcome, friends. Who's up for a snuff film? It's been 2 weeks since we've gotten into the sim. Since our last video. Where we crashed a desktop on approach into Las Cruces. I haven't touched the sim since. Nearest altimeter 2987. ATC's being a little goofy. Giving me constantly changing descent instructions. You see what I mean? Alright, we'll go down to 3,500. Asobo whiskey. Anyway, I have no confidence, none, this is going to work. I want it to work, but I assume that I'm going to post this video and it's going to be of us crashing the desktop. Again. There's Diamond Valley Lake right out here off to our 11 o'clock. Just southwest of Palm Springs. Down to 3,400 feet, says the real whiskey. You can see we're descending through 15,000 now, down to 3,400 feet at 2,200 feet per minute, doing 278 knots. We're 56 miles from the airport, so we'll start slowing. Set 270. We'll shallow out our descent rate, 2,000 feet per minute. Anyway, I was stuck in Tucson for the last 2 weeks. I figured, you know what, I'm just going to give it another shot. There's Santiago Peak out there on the left, Majesca Peak on the right. I just figured I'd try. I rebooted the machine before we started this, just to see if that might help. I have no idea. But, frankly, I don't know. It's beyond frustrating at this point. Started our timer a little late, 45 minutes since we started our timer. We're probably about 55 minutes into this hour and 10-minute flight from Tucson. 2635, so that's the whiskey. Good day. Since we anyway, from Tucson to John Wayne, Orange County, KTUS to KSNA. But I have no confidence that we're gonna be able to finish this flight, which is just the worst feeling. Slow to 265, then 260. Other planes cleared to Sager. Sager is the transition for John Wayne Airport. 29903, we're continuing to Sager. But again, anybody who's played this game knows what I mean when I say this is just the worst. I mean, at any second, the bottom could drop out. And that's no way to enjoy a game. It just blows. We'll see, though. We'll see. I don't know. I'm 3 for 5 since SU5, which ruined the sim. 3 successful flights and 2 CTDs, which is not good. Not good at all. But I figured I'd just try flying home. Let's go and enter our ILS frequency. Audio radios 11175. Transfer that. Okay, good. Now we got the ILS frequency for runway 20. Right. Well, that's a good sign. So we're going to start getting weird ATC voices now. They're going to sound like they're on Thorazine. More trouble. Shallow out the descent rate even more. Down to 1,200 feet per minute.
American 2181, you are 48 miles east.
Told you.
Descent and maintain 6,000 feet. Keep speed not above 270 knots. Expect ILS runway 24 right approach via Crocus transition. Cleared to Crocus.
Good God.
Alaska 1342, you are 41 miles northwest. Descent
Continue slowing.
10,000 feet. Expect vectors visual runway tree 1 left approach.
Just over Paris. Perris. Riverside County. 8,300 feet. 38 miles out. Yeah, I mean, this is the bullshit that SU5 introduced to us. Constant crashes to desktop. We haven't gotten a bandwidth warning yet, but we will soon, I'm sure. Unless we crash to desktop, which is equally likely. Sounds fun, right? It's a testament to how much I love this game that I put up with this much bullshit. Let's continue slowing. 230 now, 36 miles out. Well, we'll see what happens. No faith whatsoever that this will work. This devolution of the ATC is not a good sign, obviously. Slowing to 220. 33 miles out now and 7,000 feet. We'll shallow out our descent rate even more, 700 feet per minute. Very, 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 very frustrating. How a company could... Listen to this guy. Dude. Rough night? Unbelievable. Now, don't get me wrong. I will happily accept that kind of horse shit.
Cessna Tree Bravo Whiskey traffic is 1 o'clock 4 miles at 8,000 feet generic. Report them in sight.
If it means... I don't see him, but okay, yeah, fine, I see him. I would happily accept this kind of horse shit if it meant that I wasn't crashing to desktop. Set our course setting 196, which is the runway heading at John Wayne. Not that it's going to matter, because I doubt we'll even make it there. Listen to the... By the way, needless to say, I've never had bandwidth problems before. Never. 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 SU5 introduced bandwidth problems. It's not my it's not my internet service. It's not any of that bullshit. Lake Matthews, right down there. Try to take as many pictures as possible before we crash the desktop.
SoCal approach Cessna November Tree 4 Tree Bravo Whiskey is at 5,900 feet, descending 3,400 feet.
I don't claim to be a technical person, but why would it be easier to render these voices than the actual voices that we were hearing when you joined the video? It's this guy right here.
Cessna Tree Bravo Whiskey have the generic in sight.
I do? Okay, if you say so. All right, well, at least now we're in my neck of the woods. Cleveland National Forest. These trails. Spent a lot of time on them. But we'll be on the desktop here, no doubt, long before we actually get a chance to land. ILS data coming in. Perfect. I was going to say that there may be a traffic conflict, but there probably won't be a traffic conflict because we're going to crash the desktop before we get there. We'll depressurize, and we'll get our landing lights on. Local time here, 4:55 p.m. And outside air temperature, 75 degrees. Beautiful day. Beautiful day. I'll fly right over my house if we don't crash the desktop. Hello, trails. There's Catalina Island out there. Way out there. Sorry, that's actually Long Beach. Catalina's right there. There's the airport. Not that it's going to matter, because we'll probably crash the desktop. All right, 19 miles out. Start slowing now. TFR head is Disneyland. Expedite your descent to 3,400 feet. All right, honey, I'm on it. Will you settle the fuck down, sweetheart? I'm sorry, I'm too busy worrying about you sounding like you're on Thorazine and this company that ruined a game that was working perfectly. Slow to 200.
Landing gear. Landing gear.
All right, our altitude on the White Diamond here looks great. We're about to make our left turn over Snake. This is right over my house. Snake intersection's right over my house. But, like I said, it's probably not going to matter. Altitude's perfect. You'd be at 3,400 feet at Snake, 2,800 feet at Hookem, and 2,200 feet at Lemon. So we're looking good. Slow to 195 before we drop to the desktop. We're going to switch this over to bearing 2 to nav 1 and confirming ISNA at 13.7 nautical miles. And somebody's moving. A couple other planes on final, but
Cessna Tree Bravo Whiskey descend and maintain 2,800 feet.
down to 2,800, says the
Descend and
Whiskey.
maintain 2,800
Slow to
feet,
190.
Cessna Tree Bravo Whiskey.
2,800, okay. All right, we're about to, there's the toll road. 241. We'll be on the desktop, though, soon, don't worry. Making that left turn to intercept the localizer. Not that it's going to matter, because we're going to crash the desktop. I hate to be negative, but sorry. Bitter experience. All right, now we're trying to intercept. Altitude looks good. Stop descending. Need to continue descending, which we are now. There's the airport, dead ahead. But we'll probably crash the desktop before we get there, which I hate to say. Slow to 180. Do a notch of flaps.
Cessna Tree Bravo Whiskey, you are 11 miles northeast of John Wayne. Contact John Wayne Tower on 128.35 when inbound on the
Put our gear down.
Tower on 128.35 Cessna Tree Bravo.
9.8 miles from the airport.
John Wayne Tower, Cessna November Tree.
Moon phase correctly depicted. Always nice.
Northeast inbound ILS runway 20 right approach.
Another notch of flaps.
Cessna November Tree 4 Tree Bravo Whiskey John Wayne Tower. Altimeter 29.9
Slow to 139,
right approach.
which is our
Generic 50
approach speed.
follow the generic on final. Wind 234 at 7. Caution the generic landing runway 20 left.
Zoom in here on our
Runway
MFD.
20 right.
Cleared ILS runway 20 right approach Cessna Tree Bravo.
I don't care. I'll take the goofy Thorazine voices. I just don't want to crash the desktop. Let's activate EPPR. And we're on the glide slope instantaneously. GS. Let's see if it works. I don't know. I'm skeptical.
John Wayne Tower, West Coast 6010 miles northeast inbound ILS runway 20 right approach.
Somebody's about 3 miles behind us. 2.8 miles behind us.
Altimeter 29.9.
Hear that beeping? That's the OMI, the outer marker indicator.
Runway 20 right approach.
Do another notch of flaps and get our... Excuse me. We got our gear down, but we'll get another notch of flaps. Auto throttle compensating for the added aerodynamic drag.
Right approach West Coast 60.
Boy, that's a lot of trees.
01, you were not cleared to land.
Somebody-
Tree Bravo Whiskey, follow the aircraft on short final.
Will do.
Wind 237 at 8.
We'll get a go-around order if we don't crash the desktop first.
Cleared to land runway 20 right.
Take at least a picture or two.
Cleared to land runway 20 right Cessna Tree Bravo Whiskey.
Okay, well, let's wait for the crash to desktop. We got full flaps, we got gear down, we had airspeed at 139, gear down, full flaps. We're looking good until we end up on the desktop. We're looking good. Landing lights are on. On the glide slope, tiny bit high, little bit high, but not alarmingly so. Interstate 5. Former Tucson Marine Corps Air Station. There's the blimp hangars that apparently have trees growing out of them. Man, they're not messing around with the trees, are they? I don't care. I'll take it. Okay, you got 2 whites, 2 reds on the Vasi. Always encouraging. Disconnect the auto throttle.
Caution, TFR head.
Oh, we lost our throttle. tell you, that gives you a heart attack. I'm having throttle problems here.
500.
500.
Okay, autopilot. And flying. I have the airplane. Got 1 white, 3 reds. We'll be on the desktop probably, though, before we can land. Okay, 3 whites, 1 red. 2 and 2. Parking lot. 405 freeway. Cars just appeared. 1 and 3. 2 and 2. Almost. 4 reds. Bring it back. Bring it back. 20 right confirmed. 1,000-foot markers. Dead ahead. Reversers are on. Spoilers are up. .65 knots. Kind of planted it. I'm not gonna lie. Not entirely butter.
Whiskey, turn next taxiway. Cessna Tree Bravo Whiskey, contact ground on 120.8.
All right, we're landed.
20.8 for Cessna Tree Bravo Whiskey.
If it crashes to desktop now, I guess I could bear it.
Wind 232 at 11.
Go outside, bring in those spoilers. Down they come.
Cleared to land runway 20 right west, code 60.
Look outside and bring in those flaps. Let's do it this side, prettier. All right. Landing lights are off. Pulse lights off. Taxi lights on, and we'll contact ground. Whoops, wrong button. Sorry. Contact ground, and we'll taxi to parking. It's a nice short taxi. Well, welcome home, huh?
Tree Bravo Whiskey taxi to the gate.
Cessna
Okay.
November Tree 4 Tree Bravo Whiskey taxi to gate 17 using taxiway.
I mean,
Alpha.
stop our timer.
Taxiing to gate 17
1 hour.
via taxiway
Yeah, that's
Echo
about right.
Alpha Cessna
70-minute
Tree
flight.
Bravo
I think I
Whiskey.
started 10 minutes in. Anyway, I mean, other than the goofy ATC problem, we did not get a bandwidth warning, which is encouraging. There's a bus, 2 fuel trucks. We could still crash the desktop, I gather. Left toe brake. But, I mean, hey, it's a successful flight, and that's something. So now what are we, 4 for 6? We were 3 for 5 before? Parking's right up ahead on the right. Welcome back. Orange County, KSNA. Local time, 5:04 p.m., Sunday, October 10th. It's good to be home. I want this game to work. I mean, you have no idea. You know, I think back on post-SU4, pre-SU5, and I didn't realize how lucky I was. Now, there's all sorts of things that are different. Little things and some big things since SU5 that I have to be honest, I'm not thrilled with. Like this goofy voice problem with the ATC, and the graphics are a little weirder. There's too many trees. And the trees are too big. And the plane looks so white. I mean, it just, before it didn't have this kind of dramatic contrast. But listen, that's all bullshit. I don't care about that stuff. That stuff I can, whatever. They'll get around to fixing that eventually. But the crash to desktop stuff is just unbearable. Oh, look, they're putting us at a gate. I have not landed at John Wayne, KSNA, since SU5. So this is another goofy thing because I should not be at a gate. Obviously, a gate is for commercial airliners, so oh well. Let's park. And just be glad we didn't end up on the desktop. And I am glad. But this isn't where I should be parking. But that's okay, whatever. I can deal with it. All right. Well, I mean, no crash the desktop. Statics off. Taxi, recognition, anti-collisions, all off. Take one last look outside. We're parked. Welcome back to Orange County, my home airport. KSNA, happy to be here. Even happier, it didn't crash the desktop. Irritated by the ATC voice issue, but that's the least of my worries. Too many trees. Other little things, but all I want is a stable sim, and I'll take anything else. I can tolerate anything else. Let's kill that left engine, and we should drop the desktop. Or, shit, I don't want to just drop the desktop. Drop to logbook screen. Let's see. And we do. And there it is. 1 hour, oh, not an hour and 10. Wheels up, wheels down. Hour and 4 minutes, 40 seconds from KTUS, from Tucson to Orange County. 2 weeks in Tucson I spent. Nice town, but 2 weeks. So I thought, well, maybe I should redo the Las Cruces flight. But then I said, nah, fuck it. Let's just get home. Because if I have to be stranded anywhere, let's be stranded at my home airport. Anyway, thanks for joining us. I would love to be able to say that I'll see you soon for another exciting flight in the ongoing adventures of November 343 Bravo Whiskey. But I don't know if that's the case. But I'll try. I'm going to keep trying. Have a good week, everybody. Happy Columbus Day tomorrow. And hopefully I am up on the flight deck soon. Take care.